water, vital to the health of every living thing on the planet. Magnetism, vital to the health of the planet itself. What happens when you bring together these two vital elements of life on Earth? Something quite miraculous. As you can see, these beautiful flowers are thriving, and they have to because this is a professional flower farm. A&L Florist and Nursery in Sydney's Bosley Park is an established business that delivers to between 40 and 50 outlets a day. To help satisfy that constant demand, owner John Oliveri has turned to an amazing technological breakthrough: magnetic water. In agriculture, magnetic systems have been developed to help desalinate water and soil, promote faster growth and reduce fertiliser and water usage. John Oliveri is a big fan of magnetic water.
I have done my own test. I put the 2 jugs of water, similar flowers, the ones with the magnetised water. It kept about 10 days, and the other one's about 5 days. We used to buy water softening tablets to condition flowers, and now we don't use that anymore. What we're happy about it is the fact the flower's going to last longer.
Magnetic water has been found to reduce the salt content in soil. This experiment clearly showed that when ordinary and magnetic water was drained through the same soil, the pH level was much lower with magnetised water. This is because it could wash the salt from the soil. You can try out magnetic water for yourself. We're now at Badgerys Creek on the outskirts of Sydney. This is the herb and vegetable farm of Luck and Fung Mai. Mr. and Mrs. Mai are so impressed with magnetic water, they've installed it on both the main supply and the pump from their dam. After 4 weeks of watering their plants with magnetic water, they started to notice a difference.
4 tuần. Since I use magnetic water, my plants is grow stronger and healthier, and I use less fertilizer.
Mạnh khỏe.
The Mais are using more magnetic technology in their farming. This is volcanic rock dust, crushed magnetic rock that is over 50 million years old. It fertilises organically and has allowed them to cut their fertiliser bill by 3/4. So what do you think? We've introduced you not only to the idea of magnetic water, but also to people who swear by it and say that magnetic water has improved their lives. Will magnetic water change your life? Only you can find out. Give it a try today. Your satisfaction is guaranteed.
With modern technology, it is possible to structurize water artificially. When seeds were grown under laboratory conditions using this kind of water, the soy sprouts had 6 times greater photon radiation than when ordinary water was used. Using structurized water makes vegetables ripen faster and increases the amount of useful microelements and vegetable proteins several-fold.
If we look at the shoots, the treated ones were long, even, and strong, while the untreated ones were short, thin, and weak. If we look at the plants today, those from the selected seeds have all ripened, but the ones from non-selected seeds have not. We have to say that using structurized water really does affect the growth of vegetables and fruits.
For the purposes of irrigation, 20% less of this type of water is needed than when using ordinary water. No fertilizer was added to the soil or the water. The chemical composition remained the same, H2O. The only thing that had changed was its structure. At the present time, scientists can answer the question of how this happens, but science does not yet have an answer to the question of why.
Look at these beautiful big strawberries growing with the magic water, and they taste beautiful as well.
We're getting better quality fruit, getting bigger yields, and you're saving water. You can't beat that.
Could this be the answer to the nation's water crisis and the salvation of our parched and shrivelling gardens?
Farmers will love it, absolutely love it, they do. Environmentalists, will love this technology. Industrialists, all those people looking to reduce carbon emissions will love it. Therefore, government will love it. And even people at home will love this technology.
The technology is ever so simple, treating water with powerful magnets. Farmers across Australia are raving about the results.
What do you think of that?
Superb.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
And
yeah.
Thanks to using that water.
Yeah, it is. And without that, I don't think we'd have this. We've never had them like this before, so...
What's more, it also has scientists excited. But more about that shortly. First, the hands-on experience of those using it.
When you first heard about it, were you a bit sceptical?
Very sceptical. We always thought that, you know, put it in, see what happens, it probably won't work. 8 weeks later, we're just blown away.
Chances are you've probably enjoyed Jim Rapepi's strawberries. ASD is the biggest supplier in the country. Jim's been using magnetic water on his farms in Victoria for almost a year.
This block's always been our driest block. We've always had a lot of trouble getting the moisture into the soil, and we put the magnetic water system through, and within 6 weeks we found that the block was actually a lot more wetter than the rest of the blocks, and we actually had to back off watering.
So you save water?
Oh, definitely. We save between 25–30%.
The water is pumped through magnets fixed inside this pipe. But it's what's coming out at the other end that has growers like Jim scratching their head in amazement.
Do you use it just on the farm? You use it in the home as well?
Yeah, we actually got magnets for our own use in the house. It's healthy. Yeah, have a shower. My wife's noticed the difference even in her washing. She's using less soap.
Griffith citrus and grape grower John Violi's computerised irrigation system has given him an accurate comparison of his water use before and after installing the magnetic system.
We've noticed much better overall plant vigour, much better plant health. We've seen bunch weights now reaching harvest going 40 to 50% heavier than they were last year. It's quite evident that the technology works.
And just up the road, Randy Amaro, Australia's largest rock melon supplier, has picked an incredible 30,000 more melons on this 20-hectare patch using magnetised water, compared with another field nearby using regular irrigation water.
At first I thought it was a lot of bull, but the proof's in the melons. We're getting more melons. Very surprising though. The quality of the melons, everything was up above the crop beside it, and it was very good.
Ingrid Postima says the molecular structure of water changes as it travels through the magnetic fields.
Many farmers that have implemented the systems have already had such significant benefits, they've paid for their systems many times over.
Ingrid's company has been installing the system for farmers to try out before they buy them.
It cost us around the $10,000 mark, but you get it back overnight. It's just incredible. Yeah, we bought 30% more water for $10,000.
As for the scientific evidence, a controlled trial using magnetic water on various plants has just been completed at the University of Western Sydney. They seem to confirm what the farmers have been reporting, including crop yields increasing up to 23%, boosting growth in some plants while using less water.
The scientific research proves that it's true and how and why it's true, and it works. And that has been supported by controlled trials by farmers in the field.
The results are still to be formally published, but the researchers suggest that based on their findings, further testing on a larger scale should be done.